Good evening. Welcome to Investigator News, and I'm your host, Ellie, and Ellie Holder. And boy, I know the Iowa caucus is something really important. How important is it when we got things happening? Wars around the world are heating up. Yeah, I when I was going through articles this morning and this afternoon, I looked and I said, why isn't this on the news? So I went and I looked. Iowa caucus, Iowa caucus. Trump won, Trump won, Trump won. Okay, good, good, okay. But what is going on in Ukraine? What is going on in Israel? What is going on in Yemen? What is going on in Taiwan and North Korea? That's important, folks. And I don't mean to be so aggressive, but I'm so tired of hearing about Iowa caucus. Now, it is important. Trump won. Okay, he won. 99 counties. 99 counties said he won. Okay, he won. But when we have a weak president right now, a weak administration, a very strong military force that's willing to fight for our country, that's important. And when we have Hamas leaders that, the death of hostages, and they blame the IDF. Where was that? They said on Monday that 2 hostages captured on October 7th had been killed in Israeli strikes, and released images on how their bodies, they had the ones where they showed dead bodies to a hostage. Admiral Daniel Hagari for Israel military said the briefing that at least 1 hostage was not killed by its forces. That's a Hamas lie. Aragami, 26, and fellow hostages Yossi Sharbi, 53, and Atai Seversky, 38, were seen for the first time since their kidnapping on October 7th. The video released by the terror group. It was unclear when the video was filmed. They're going to do propaganda. The sadistic terrorist and the video with a disturbing teaser. Tomorrow we will inform you the fate and the message. Your government is lying. More propaganda. More propaganda. By who? Hamas. They're going to only say what's going to get the protesters all riled up. Yeah, they're still holding American hostages, Susan. Not only that, but we even have American hostages in Afghanistan that we haven't released. They haven't released. How many soldiers in Afghanistan are we going to put up with? Well, let's not look at Afghanistan, they say. We need to look at, let's look at the Iowa caucus. I don't mean to be so hard on this, but when there is news out there that the American people need to see, they do this big Iowa caucus. Don't look over here. Don't look at what's going on with the war. Don't look. Why? If we don't look, we'll never understand why we're funding a war that is meaningless, which is Ukraine. Let's not fund Ukraine no more. You know why? Because they can't even account for the stuff that they've used. More than 1 billion in weapons equipped sent to Ukraine, not properly accounted for. 1 million in weapons. You're going to love Austin's response to the question. It was difficult to track the weapons once they were moved to Ukraine. Why? Uh, Before the Obama administration, we were able to track these things. The military had to account for everything, or the Democrats were going to throw a hissy fit. Now that they're in charge, it's okay that weapons disappear. 1 billion, really? They issue weapons and out of account for these weapons? More than 1 billion in military weapons and equipment that the United States has provided to Ukraine to fight evading Russian forces cannot be accounted for and is not being fully tracked, according to the Pentagon audit that released Thursday. Since the Russian invasion in February, Ukraine has been given roughly 45 billion in military aid that we pay for. We pay for this 45 billion. Why do you think everything's going up? Why do you think the trillions of dollars in our budget's going up? Why do you think our taxes are going up? Let's just keep shelling them out money. Let's keep giving Iran money. 45 billion in US military aid that included wide range of weapons such as small arms, ammunitions, air defense, remember the F-16s, anti-drone systems, various missiles, rockets. The Defense Department Inspector General concluded the report about 1 billion in weapons that are required to be tracked have not been seen. They do not know where they went. And the same equipment, military equipment, is being seen in Yemen. It's being fired upon us. We're seeing it with Hamas, Hezbollah. It's being fired upon us. So who bought it? Iran. Iran got this stuff, folks. They got the money. They got the billions. It's logical. Very logical. The untracked weapons are subject to what the Pentagon calls an enhanced end-use monitoring, EEUM requirements. That fails under the EEUM category requires heightened accountability and security due to its sensitive technology and similar size, which makes for more appealing arms to traffickers. Are we going to see them on our border? That was the question put before the Pentagon. And they said, I don't know. Why does not the Pentagon, the UN, or any of these Department of Defense, the Department of Justice know if they're going to end up in the hands of on our border? They don't know. They don't know. I could go on and on about the EEUM and hostile environment and from December 2022 till now. But what difference does it make? Let's worry about Iowa caucus. No, folks. This just When I started looking at um, everything that was in the news today that's not being talked about, even the Hamas leader calls for financial jihad. We need money, they say. Brothers and sisters, the whole world is pounding weapons on the occupation. The whole world is afraid to do so, afraid to give them jihad money to destroy the United States. Why would we do, why would we give them money to destroy the United States? They want aircraft. They want multiple capital cities which reach the occupation um, that has become individual duty which they must perform. What? Cities of what? The only thing I could look at was the protests. Now, we have the protests at the Capitol that says, oh, we support the Houthi. Why? They're terrorists. So is Hamas, so is Hezbollah. And the protests still continue. It says we support Hamas, we support Hezbollah, we support Houthi. Why are we supporting terrorists? But time is on our side. And at the beginning of this aggression, the Americans were waving a big stick in the face of the world. That was under the Trump administration. Even in the Palestinian, Arab, Muslim communities, some European countries, Trump said, no, you're not going to do this. If you do this, we're going to strike you. And they said, oh, no, 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 let's not do that. We were told not to raise the Palestinian flag or do anything because the language of the same countries has now changed. Why has it changed? Why are we high Hitler? Why is that acceptable? I thought the GOP was all about Nazis and white supremacy. Now, it's okay for any of the Democrats supported, Mr. George supported, any of Davos, Kerry, any of them supported that High Hitler is okay. When did that become okay? When they said that Anne Frank never happened. Anne Frank was a story that was made up by a little girl that didn't know, that had mental issues. Really? And then we kind of look at our border. 16,000 Chinese migrants apprehended by Border Patrol since October. 3 months. What are they here for? Are they spies? And if they're spying, what are they spying for? This is something that me and William can address on tomorrow, the World War III report. Border Patrol agents apprehended nearly 16,000 Chinese migrants who crossed the border between ports and entry since the new fiscal year began October 1st. According to unofficial reports reviewed, and this is by Texas, this number is nearly 2/3 of Chinese migrants apprehended during the entire fiscal year. These are men 15 to 25 to 30 years old. Really? Isn't that what we've been seeing? From Syria, Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iraq, Mexico, South America. Men, 15 to 30. Why? Where's the women in this? I thought they wanted to come here and for women and children to be saved and to be able to make a home. Why do we keep hearing about men 15 to 30? Because they're spies. This number is nearly 2/3 of the Chinese migrants apprehended during the entire fiscal year. The Biden administration simplified border entry Chinese migrants as a reckless move. Very reckless. And if you listen now, if anything to mention on what happened last night with Iowa caucus is Trump said, we're shutting the border down. And when you look at what means, what everybody is looking at in voting for a president is something to be done on the border. The border is very important. And now we're starting to see the Biden administration, it's okay to have Chinese migrants, 16,000 of them, pour over a border for what? Most of the time, they're in fatigues. Why? Why are they in fatigues? Why aren't they in regular clothes? Because they're spies. They're soldiers. They're coming here to do what? Karen said they're not migrants. That's very true. That's very true. Will they subject themselves to our laws, our Constitution, our amendments? Or will they demand that we change the schools? Are they going to demand? Are you going to be able to talk to them if they have jobs? If they can't even speak English? You go to a restaurant, what happens when you have someone come up and they can't hardly even speak English and you say, I want someone else? You're a racist. You're going to have to leave the restaurant. Yeah. See where this is going? Oh, yeah. All right. Now, over the weekend, we had a U.S. helicopter crash into the bay during training exercises in Southern California. Why do we keep having this? If these black helicopters are crashing, why do we keep putting them up there? Why don't we pull them all down? Say, no. I mean, like the airliner that has these spots that keep popping out, and the door, kind of like an invisible door comes popping off a airliner, and it's enough to suck a baby out. And they're saying, no, parents need to start buying seats. Really? So we have U.S. Navy helicopters that are now crashing, one after the other. It's the same ones. It's the same ones that keep crashing. So why are we sending our men, our military men, up in helicopters that keep crashing? Let's ground them and find out the issues. According to the website, the Fleet Squadron is based out of Naval Air Station North Island on Coronado Peninsula and trains air crews on MH-60R Seahawks. Now, William could probably tell you a little bit more about this than I could. It's the Navy's main helicopter for anti-submarine warfare. It can also perform a wide variety of missions, including reconnaissance and search and rescue. But we got an issue with them. If we have got, and we're finding out more and more that those that keep making these aircraft, they've made mistakes, and now we're seeing the mistakes coming to light. And are we taking them out? No. Why? Is it because we don't have nothing to replace them? We don't have nothing better? We need to start looking at our own military and the land, sea, and air to see what we need to replace, fix, improve on. Because we're fixing to go into a World War III World War III war with China, Russia, North Korea that we have never thought would ever happen. Ah, yikes. All right. Um, Now, Texas have been shocked by the heinous crime committed in a Houston mall, where 7 men have been accused of raping a pair of male toddlers and filming the assault on their cell phones. The attacks on 2 little boys reported occurred on uh, Galleria Mall, situated just west of downtown Houston. Authorities have identified both toddlers and also found attacks, occurred in 2 different times. Police and parents only became aware of the violation of the children, who were both between 2 and 3 years old, when the video of the incidents turned up on social media. Why didn't we catch that before? Where's the CIA? Where's the FBI? Who are they watching? They're watching Trump, folks. They could care less about 2 and 3 year olds being raped. They're so busy watching Trump, trying to figure out what they can get him on to keep him off the ballot. They don't give a crap about a 2 and 3 year old kid. Seven men gang raped two toddler boys, 2 and 3 years old. Then they uploaded the videos. But get this, the FBI only made one arrest so far. 6 are still free. Why? Well, we got to watch Iowa caucus. Look over here. Give me give me half a chance. I'll go wrap my little fingers around their necks. One arrested so far. 6 are still free. Why? The suspect is allegedly seen in the videos along with 6 other men. In one video, one of the victims reported seeing lying on a changing table, including the bathroom. I don't want. It's very hard on me to report on the kids being kidnapped, the kids being sex trafficked, the kids being what we're seeing with these 2 toddlers, 3 and 4 year olds, sick. And where is this administration? Kamala Harris, oh, I want to make, what is it, candles? Biden, well, I got to worry about where I'm going on vacation. Foreign policy, we don't even know who's in charge. The border, you know what? We need to let everybody in, to be fair. Let's cut ICE and Border Patrol ICE that was arresting these kind of guys. No, we don't need ICE. ATF that was finding the guy, we don't need them either. FBI agents that would have uh, arrested these folks. Oh, we need to defund them so they don't go after these guys. And as we know, that uh, people are being sent to DC, in some of their parties. Let's talk about WEF, World Economic Forum. Yeah, they've already got the dark web and all the women and the prostitutes going there for all these top officials. I'd like to know who they are. They went in flying on private jets. Oh, we need to do away with we need to do away with airplanes and jets because it's polluting our planet. Don't eat cows as they eat steak. And then all of the women, all the women through the black market are prostitutes. Men, women, children have all been bought for this. Who has them? We don't know. It's Folks, this is a tactic they use. The Clintons used it here. You know, if we can put you in a hotel with cameras on you, a senator in a compromising uh, black market with a woman, you know what? If you don't do what we're saying, we're going to show it to your wife. We're going to show it to your mom. We're going to show it to your kids. And what did the Clintons say? We're going to take this to Washington. Yikes. Well, they say, well, par for the course. Biden's sniffing little girls again, and he's seen an 11-year-old. He's like, wow, you're only 11. I thought you were 21. Was he going to give her a phone number? Was he sniffing her? We've seen creepy behavior before with him. I I could go into what he did with this 11-year-old little girl sniffing. Oh, yeah, yeah. But he's been doing this since he got into politics. What was it they said about Bill Clinton? I like him young. So does Joe Biden. He loves those uh, 15 and younger. They smell the best, he says. This is creepy. Why haven't we busted these people out? Why haven't we busted these politicians out? Because every time it starts to get to where we can do something about them, we have an election. And oh, let's worry about the Iowa caucus. Well, I don't want to know. I mean, I can watch just one news report and see who won, who did good, who did the best, who did good at the polls, and who moves on. You don't need all of them to run the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, folks. Well, but why? Why? Because they don't want you to know any of this. Anything that I've shown you so far or told you about tonight, they don't want you to know about because it's coming out. It's only a matter of time before it all comes crumbling down. We have one of the other things that I found really odd was we have missing sailors confirmed to be Navy SEALs lost during a boarding mission. ABC kind of, sort of reported it. It was based on U.S. officials. It did not name any of who was being searched for. The search went underway Saturday. The SEALs um, basically disappeared off the Gulf of Aden between Somalia and Yemen. How did they just know? Following the standard protocol, another SEAL jumped in the water to rescue the first SEAL. Military officials have begun the process of family notification. So one's in the water, one jumps off to save them, they both disappear, and nobody knows nothing. How could they do that if they were watching them? Neither of the SEALs nor the ship from which they were operating has been identified. It's reported that operations to deter piracy are common in the region. Vessels are often boarded to ensure they have proper paperwork. It's been noted in November, 5 crew members of what they call an elite aviation unit died during the refueling accident near Cyprus. On the evening of January 11th, 2 Navy sailors were reported missing at sea while conducting operations off the coast of Somalia. The search and rescue operations are currently ongoing to locate these sailors. They're not going to release any additional information. Why? So why did they just jump off the boat around Somalia or with Iran there ready to collect anybody, to blow anybody up, to blow any ship up? That is right in the middle of the war zone. And 2 Navy personnel are just going to jump off in the water. There's got to be a little bit more to this. And the more I read into it, the more I was starting to get mad. Okay, so they jumped in the water. Why? Well, they don't know. Really? So why did they jump in the water? Oh man, I just you want to go slap these people around and say, do you hear what they're saying? That you don't know? And what are they telling these families? Well, they jumped in the water and we don't know where they're at. But we told them to jump in the water. To do what? Because that's what it's about. Boy, William, we're going to have some good shows tomorrow, I tell you. Um, uh, uh, oh boy. So we got to look at let's take a look at um, Hunter Biden. I know you guys don't want to take a look at Hunter Biden, but the whole thing is um, the art dealer. The art dealer told Congress that Joe Biden called and met with him when he sold Hunter Biden paintings. Now, why is Joe Biden selling Hunter Biden paintings? Is that what the news told us? They said, oh no, these people were loving his art. They had to have it, had to buy it. Well, now we're finding out that Joe Biden called and met with many that that were buying the Hunter Biden paintings. My dad had nothing to do with that. My dad don't have nothing to do with the business dealings. My dad doesn't know nothing about it, he says. Not everyone is going to lie for these two. Not everyone is going to lie and for the administration. Not everyone's going to lie for what's going on in their districts, their states. They say you have to tell the truth, the whole truth, or nothing but the truth, so help me God. Or we're going to lock you up. But lo and behold, the Democrats and their system, they get in there and they swear, and then they lie. And then when you bring it up to them, oh, I don't remember that. I don't know. No comment. Oh boy. All right. So we got Zelensky. You know where he's at? Davos. Oh, is that a surprise? He's over in Davos. I need money. I need money. I need military. I need aid. I can't. I can't fight Russia without your support. In the meantime, we say we need a list of everything you've used. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what happened to it. But please give me more money. He was put in that position because he was a comedian. And he was great in front of the camera. Well, now we're finding out, well, uh, he's being ripped off right in front of his eyes, and he knows about it. And his response, I don't know what happened to it. Just give me more money because now I got to fix it. And when I fix this, then I'll tell you where all the money went to. Well, where's the money so far that we sent you? I don't know. I said this is the first time. I remember going back to Reagan and before, and they said we got to have this, this, and this. We need to look at what's going on with World War II, what's going on with not Okinawa, Japan, uh, Hawaii, and being able to fortify all of our naval commands and ports along the Pacific coast as well as the East Coast. And now we're just saying, well, it's okay if 12,000 Chinese spies come into our country because we got to be fair. So what's going on at Davos? That right there. If they can make a third world country equal to us, pull us down, make us poor, they're poor, and you know what? Everybody's poor. And when I sit there and I listen to people at the stores or get my hair done, the dog's hair done, anybody out there where you got to sit, even the doctor's office. What I'm hearing is I can't believe the prices. Can't believe how much everything is. And that's kind of what we see with this Iowa caucus, where everybody's going for Trump, because they're looking at the economy saying it shouldn't be like this. Now, why is it this way? Did anybody pay attention? Democrats, did you pay attention to what he vetoed? He took everything out of Trump's, and then he signed a bunch in. And then all of a sudden, everything was high priced. Why? Well, everybody's going to make it through this, don't you know? The poor people won't be so poor. Unemployed aren't going to be unemployed. Middle class is going to be very wealthy. What do we see? More um, homeless on our streets. We're looking at the working class poor, where they work and they live in like an RV, somewhere they could drive around so they could sleep and eat. And then we got the rich. That's what it's all about. Ah, all right. I didn't want to really dwell on that stuff. Me and William get that tomorrow. William, you get that tomorrow. And then we got North Korea, folks. Now we've got Houthi and the United States, and we know they're going to fire upon us no matter what. Same thing with what we're seeing in Iraq and Syria. They're going to fire upon those states with no response. Syria and all the way of Gaza. We're not going to do anything. Why? Because under Geneva Convention, we just need to work with these people and maybe be nice. Now we have the Gulf Cartel. They continue a migrant kidnapping, folks. They're kidnapping people on the border. And we've seen the graves, we've seen the migrant kidnapping, we've seen them killing, beheading, and more and more. What's different between this and the migrants? We're seeing the cartel taking over the border in small cities. Now, it's almost like what we've seen with gangsters in the 30s and 40s. Now they're going in, they're taking over cities. Even the 1800s, where you've seen the gunslinger go in and say, that's it, I'm taking over the city. And whether you had a good sheriff, bad sheriff, or any sheriff, we're now starting to see this. We're starting to see the tactics of the 1800s move in on the border and then it goes over. Okay. Um, I'm looking through this stuff here, folks. Um, now, um, I mentioned Zelensky at Davos, and I was reading over this, and he's going person to person, even George Soros, saying, I need money, I need money. This is what he's done through the whole war, where he's went leader after leader after leader. And I had to read through it to see who all at Davos that he's going after. Klaus Schwab, George Soros. And then, oops, I'm sorry. Um, there has been some documents, and this, boy, I was really, I had to read through this, and I was reading through it again just to make sure, do I really want to put this out there? This is leaked German documents, and it's not just with MS, NBC, it was on CBS, their site, MSNBC, Breitbart, Fox, all of them. Leaked German military documents warn of World War III with Russia by 2025, and because our leadership is pushing it. Why? Why do they want to go to war with Russia? The largest circulation newspaper in Europe has claimed to have obtained classified documents. It's basically labeled classified info for official use only. Under the scenario laid out by the German military, the Kremlin would begin a mobilization. Okay, let me see here. Um, Iran launches a bizarre barrage of missile strikes in northern, um, basically Iraq. Why? Um, boy, I tell you, I'm having delays here. I'm kind of waiting. Um, I'm sorry about this, folks. Um, so they're in northern Iraq and Syria, and their use, um, and what they're claiming is it condemns the attacks of the United States. So if the United States tries to protect itself, um, Iran is going to launch attacks on the United States. So we can't defend our bases, because if we defend our bases, Iran takes that as an attack, not defense. So Iran has now inserted itself now into Iran. It's inserted itself into Iraq, Syria. It is funding Hamas, Hezbollah, Houthi, and said, and it basically has Hezbollah saying, "We're in the United States. You're next. Death to America. Death to to Israel." And then North Korea top diplomats in Moscow. We know they're sending weapons to Moscow. You know they are. I mean, I reported on this, boy. I think even William reported on it. North Korea is definitely sending weapons to Russia. Do they need them? Yes. Why? Don't they have their own? Yes, they've got their own. But if they can preserve theirs and use what's being sent from North Korea, why not? North Korea said it's time for war against South Korea and even in the Straits. But wait a minute. I thought it was just southern South Korea. When did Kim Jong Un, his sister, and his daughter now said it's being put forth uh, to go against Taiwan? Yeah, that don't make no sense, folks. It doesn't really make any sense. And one of the last things I want to get into is John Kerry. Impeach him. You know, he has been, no, he has been in so many administrations. He lied during Vietnam. He has lied about his military career. He keeps lying. And Obama brings him in. Remember, I mentioned that last night, and with the State Department to where he could deal with foreign policy with Iran. And now with Iran, we see them attacking us. But not, what do? Oh, don't look over there because now we're going to put John Kerry on climate. He's the climate czar. Well, why do we keep picking dumb czars? Harris was border czar. That didn't work. No one tracks Hillary when she's over there talking to Jinping, China, South Korea, many of them over there. No one's tracking Hillary. Why? Because, she's not believable, they say. No, but she's working deals. And North Korea's even this week released missiles, at least missiles, to make sure they could reach to the United States. Easily to Hawaii, they say. They could reach halfway into the United States. I thought they were just after South Korea. No, they feel the same. Death to Israel, death to the U.S. It's time for us to pick up that American flag, folks, and say, we're all for the United States. We don't need MAGA to tell us to say the Pledge of Allegiance or sing some of our national anthems. It's not about MAGA. That's what the Democrats and that they don't understand about the conservative voters, Republican voters. It's not about the hat. It's just we're sick and tired of their crap. We're sick and tired of the cost of living, the cost of eggs, milk, bread. It's not about Trump. And it says make America great again. Well, that's not about Trump. That's just, what? We need to fix the world ourselves and vote. Don't worry about the primaries. All right, folks. With that, I'm going to go ahead and close it for the night. And come on back tomorrow for the World War III report with me and William. And hello to Mary. And hopefully, tomorrow night we'll start getting, me and William will get into these little issues that really we need to be watching. the propaganda of the Iowa caucus. Yeah, so we know Trump won. Uh, Nikki Haley and DeSantis and how they did. But in the meantime, we're having World War III around the globe. And is it going to be North Korea attacking South Korea? Are we going to see China with Taiwan or both at the same time? And if we don't pay attention, we're just going to be lost. And I hate to say the whole Soylent Green thing, but yeah, they'll come and get us and they'll make little green chips out of us. Oh, what a thought. All right, folks, take care and we will see you tomorrow. And I thank you very much for watching. Share the show. And um, I want to say that we are uh, in a state I've never seen in my life. Nor even my dad talked about World War One, World War Two, the Korean War, Vietnam, all of these wars. This is different because we could fight a lot of it through drones. Happy Tuesday. Subscribe, hit the like button, thumbs up, thumbs up. And we will see you tomorrow. And uh, come on back. Tell your friends and family, share. And we are True News.